Hey guys, Phoenix DJ here. Today we're at St. Croix B with the Porsche Gr4 car, and we're just going to do a short lap guide around the track. So before I even start here, I'd just like to point out I've done many tests with a variety of cars around here, and for this combo, assuming there's no tire wear or any fuel involved, there are just a lot of really good cars to test. I mean, Aston Martin, the Nissan, the Lexus, the Porsche, the Mercedes, the BMW. There's just a lot of really competitive cars on here, so there isn't really one that sticks out, not like some tracks. But this track just has a lot of different features to it, so I feel it really brings out like the great aspects of many different cars and basically averages them together, so there's not really one car that sticks out over the rest. Anyways, let's go take the first lap slow and just point out a few features as we start this lap. So again, as approaching turn 1, generally braking at the 100-meter board, maybe a bit earlier just to get the turn in. You really want to just get tight for the apex here because going wide is going to hurt you down this long straight. You don't want to get too far underneath that white line there, but trying to get 2 tires or at least as close to it as you can. Going to run out wide over to this curb, trying not to run into the grass here. And as you're approaching the braking zone coming up the hill, as you can see it's curving over to the right hand side, so we're going to move over to the right hand side here, just shortening the distance if we can, and hugging the curb over to the right side here. And generally looking at the 100 board, or like the beginning of the curbing, about as soon as the curbing starts, we're going to approach this corner. As you can see though, it's a bit off camber, so running wide here is really going to hurt you. So again, trying to get the car turned in, as it's still uphill, you can accelerate a bit earlier than you can expect. And if the car just starts to run wide, just let off for a little bit just to tap the brakes just to try to get rotated. But yeah, it's uphill and off camber, so the closer you can get to the apex, the better the turn's going to go. So approaching one of the most technical parts of the track, like the S's here, you really want to get a good apex, good racing line for this upcoming turn. So we're actually going to go wide out here, taking the longer distance, and you can see where that cone is. We're going all the way over to the left-hand side, and this is going to give us just a wide entry for this right-hander. So we should be able to take this flat or just a little bit like partial throttle, and we're going to have a lot of speed going downhill here, just tapping the brakes a bit, but we don't need to go all the way over to the left-hand side for this corner because we want to keep up all the speed through those S's, and we're going to actually compromise this bridge corner by having a tight entry, or just trying to be in the middle of the track. Again, trying to late apex at the cone or so, as it's again a little off camber and uphill, and we're going to run all the way to the exit curb here. But yeah, you really want to focus on getting those, you don't want to slow down too much for those S's, because getting a wide entry for that for the corner coming onto the bridge is not going to help you as much as you think. So you're just entering in the middle of the track, not that far over to the left. Anyways, we're going down the length of the bridge here, approaching for like a 90-degree left-hander. And for this car, I'm braking like a little bit, not in the middle between the 150 and the 100, but more towards the 100, maybe like the 120 or 115 area or so, but a little bit closer to the 100 than the 150. We're going to run all the way to the wall here, and again, very difficult corner coming up, just a very long right-hander. And so, again, you're wanting to enter wide here, but the inside has a lot more camber to the corner than the outside, so if you turn in too late, you're just going to get stuck out here. So I'm just going to go back a bit, and yeah, as you can see, there's not too many like brake markers or turn-in markers, so what's really helpful to use, so just it's generally, like you can see how the inside of the track is darkened a bit here. I'd say by the middle of when it starts to get dark, that's why I'm basically going to brake a bit and turn in, try to get to the inside line, and then should be able to get full throttle, and then ride that apex all the way to the wall. So yeah, using entering wide but coming in pretty early with these cars, and then again long back straight, so that corner exit's really going to help prepare you for a pass or something. Again, just hugging the track the right hand side, and then as we approach this long braking zone, we're going to be starting to brake right around the 150 or so, down to like third gear out here, and then up to second gear. As you can see, just as we're entering the corner is really flat. It looks like there's a bit of camber, but there really isn't. So you can't take as much. You have to take a little less speed than you think you should be able to carry into here, and the car is just going to run wide because there's not that much camber in the corner. But by this time, we're approaching some pretty fast corners, and you don't actually need to go as far right as possible since you should be able to take this flat. So you just enter in the middle of the track here, and then as you're approaching this double left here, this is like a corner that you can like barely take flat, so I think I generally actually let off just a little bit for this first left here. That way once I have the apex, I can just get right back on the throttle, since it's really easy to just run wide and just be scrubbing tires if you are taking that full throttle. So just a short lift at the very beginning. Again, this last corner, braking like a bit before the 100, pretty flat. And I'm going to take you for a full speed lap around St. Croix B. Again, looking at the 100 board. Definitely running a bit wide there. I think the tires may have been a bit cold. Pick up all the excuses you can as we approach turn 2. Again, making sure just to keep a tight apex. Running out wide for a wide entry. Partial throttle, a little bit of brake. I broke a bit too early there. Probably could have broken a bit later. Braking just around 120 or so. Using the dark part of the track to tell when to turn in. It's definitely not gonna be the best lap, but approaching long braking zone. Right at the beginning of the curb. Make sure to get right to the inside. Car's going to run out wide. Taking the middle of the track. Just hugging the left side right here. Going back over to the right for a short lift. Now the final corner, and that's a lap around St. Croix B. Hopefully those tips helped, and good luck.